So in terms of that fourth image where we want to look at how positive and negative space creates rhythm and pattern, if we remember, Illustrator offers some tools to help us kind of make pattern. So one of the pattern tools that we have, if you remember, is our blend tool. So what the blend tool is, you take two objects, right, and select both of them, and you go to your object, blend, make, and as you see here, it fills in that blend with that object. And if you remember here, you can also go to your blend options. If they were different colors, you would have seen the blending in color. But in this case, I want to do this one called specified steps. So if I want to control the number of triangles that goes from that top point to the bottom point, right now it's at 22. I can make it more if I wanted to, a denser pattern, or I could make it a lighter pattern, right? So actually 22 is pretty good, so I'll just keep it on that. You can see you've already got a pattern, right? You can take this as a basic pattern and crop shapes, use your clipping mask. Let's see what happens if I do the clipping math on both of them. There. What if I wanted to make a similar Pac-Man to this? Now, I'm going to create a triangle here. I have a feeling this isn't going to work if I just simply take that and try to do a minus front. Yeah, it won't let me, it's not going to do what I want it to do. So now you have to remember, if I want to turn this into a shape that then I can also then now do like a minus front with this triangle with, I have to take this, and if I go to object expand, remember the object expand, we should now have, let's see if it works now. The clipping mask might also, nope, didn't work the way I wanted it to, because I think the clipping mask is also stopping it. What I'm going to do here is release the clipping mask and turn that black so you can see what I'm doing. There's no fill color on it right now. What I'm going to do now is, instead of using this as a clipping mask, I'm actually just going to use this. I'm going to use one of the pathfinders here, and in this case, I think the intersect tool is going to work. It does. It didn't let me do it. It said filter produce no results, right? And that's because I think these are two separate shapes, right? So what I need to do is combine this into one shape. The way you do that, I'm going to ungroup that, is you have to make it into what's called a compound path. So a compound path is basically taking multiple shapes and making them into one shape. So if you go to the object menu and you go to compound path and you say make, it is now treated as, it's now one object, right? So now if I go to my circle and do my intersect, there we go. Now I've got that. Now if I take that, because this is now one object, oh no, for whatever reason, when I did the intersect, it turned it into a group again, because as you can see on the right here as a clue, it says ungroup, right? So what I needed to do was go to object, compound path, and then make again, and then now I subtract that triangle from the front, and now I've got my pattern Pac-Man, let's call it. Let's say I wanted to take this pattern and cut it out of another shape, right? So I'm going to draw my shape here, and let's say I wanted to create something where I cut the pattern. Actually, I'm going to create two different versions that I think could be kind of cool. So I'm going to take this, and then I'm just going to copy that down here. So on the first one, I'm going to try, I want to just create a circle that has the teeth cut out of it. So I'm going to take that blend and go to Object, Expand, click OK. This should now be OK. And for whatever reason, I think this should work, even though it's just a group right now. I'll go minus front there, and exactly, it worked. So now I've got that shape cut out of the circle. Now, what if I wanted to sort of take this, but I wanted to keep everything on the outside, but I want the inside to be cut out or go to white. So let's see, how would I do that? So I think the very first thing I'm going to need to do again is go to Object and expand that and make it a shape. All right, so as you see here, I want everything that is inside the circle to be cut out, but the outside to remain the same. So I think the easiest way to do that will be, let's try Shape Builder. So if we try the Shape Builder tool, this should be definitely at least one way to do it. So I'm going to go to, so there we go.